A company rep would come right to your house and provide samples of Mork, yes, that's what they called it, to anyone who wanted to try it. Hello and welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the project where I'm exploring my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. Somewhere in the collection, I am sure there will be a bottle of now undrinkable Bailey's Irish Cream, but its presence is already being felt. As I talked about in bottle 38, Godet White Chocolate Liqueur, Bailey's success in the 1970s spawned a whole host of imitators and competitors, including tiny bottle number 45, Myers Original Rum Cream. And yes, that's Myers's with two S's. At the time this bottle was first marketed in 1982, Myers was a well-known and long-standing rum brand. It had been founded in 1879 by Fred Meyer and his sons, who were merchants in Kingston, Jamaica. It's actually hard to find out much about the history of the company and the brand, so I have to give a shout out to Matt Birchard of the Liquor and Liqueur Connoisseur podcast, who had the most comprehensive take on it. I'll include a link to it in the episode description. In short, the brand was propelled to success when Planters Punch became popular, first during Prohibition and then afterwards, and became very successful by advertising itself as the Planters Punch rum right on the bottle. Tiki cocktail pioneer Trader Vic was also a fan and specified Myers rum by name in several recipes in his 1946 book of food and drink. By the 1950s, 90% of all Jamaican rum consumed in the United States was from Myers, and 75% in the UK. So if you've been a My Tiny Bottles follower for a while, you can probably guess what happened next. If you guessed Seagram's, take a shot of rum. As part of its rise to international spirits domination, the Seagram Company bought Myers in 1954. Myers is a dark rum, sometimes described as a black rum. The flavor profile has changed over the past few decades, but in the 1950s, it would have been a rich and flavorful pot-stilled Jamaican rum with a ton of burnt caramel flavor, aged for several years in big wooden barrels and bottled at 48.5% ABV. While this would have been great for tiki cocktails and Planters Punch, the times they were a-changin', and heading into the 1970s, the market was changing a lot. Vodka and tequila and white rum were on the rise, and Seagram started introducing other lighter flavored rums as line extensions under the Myers brand name. This included the launch of Myers Original Rum Cream in 1982. Bailey's Irish Cream had been released in the UK in 1974 and the US in 1979. And throughout the 80s, other companies took a page from their book and started adding cream and sugar to their spirits. Most did not last, and that included Myers Original Rum Cream. Things looked good at first. I found a newspaper article from 1983 reporting on the party the company held to celebrate making its 100,000th case. But by 1986, there were newspaper ads inviting anyone with a group of 20 to 40 people to write in and request a tasting. A company rep would come right to your house and provide samples of Mork, yes, that's what they called it, to anyone who wanted to try it. Neither the marketing strategy nor the nickname are really signs of a thriving brand. A 1987 New York Times article ranked it in the bottom third of its tasting of 16 cream liqueurs, and that's one of the last references to it I can find online. Which means this tiny bottle is most likely from 1982 to 1987 and undrinkable, although it is really interesting that it's not all solid. The cream has congealed into a layer in the middle of the bottle with liquid both above and below. But I am not going to open and investigate it any more than that. Everything old is new again, and cream liqueurs have made a comeback recently. If you've got a favorite, tell me about it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there so you never miss an episode. You can also follow @MyTinyBottles on social media and check out mytinybottles.com for more. Cheers!